name is Forrest and this is Go Native Spearfishing's Tip of the Week. This week we're going to be focusing on your Hawaiian sling and how to set it up, which really translates into band selection. As you can see here, our buddies at Florida Freedivers hooked us up with some pretty cool bands. Good little assortment to show you the different diameters. Some of these have different inside diameters. You know, they're all different. They all have their own characteristics. Obviously, a bigger band is going to be a lot harder to pull back than a smaller band. Well, back in the day, we used to shoot a band like this thinking that bigger was better. It's really not the case. I'm going to show you how a smaller band like this can be more efficient and actually make more power and be more useful for you than a band like this. So, jumping right into it, I've got two sample shooters here. They're just blocks of wood that I use for demonstration purposes. Obviously, the band length is set up differently. We've got a thinner band and we've got a thicker band. This one's actually almost solid rubber, so obviously this is the more difficult band and stronger band. So, believe it or not, both of these, when pulled back at my maximum draw length, these both require the exact same amount of effort. So, how's that possible? Well, I'm sure you guys have figured out. Well, the short one's being stretched further until it really equals the same amount of force to pull it back. So, since these both are equal at that maximum draw length, do they shoot a shaft at the same speed? The answer is no. This one's actually way more efficient at shooting a Hawaiian sling shaft than this one. Not only more efficient, but actually produces more speed, which basically means more knockdown power, more accuracy, and more acceleration. How's that possible? Well, it all comes down to draw length, and this is going to be a really important thing to remember. It's all about the maximum draw length you can get out of your sling. So, a band like this, I'm only actually drawing back under pressure a couple feet. Whereas a short band, I'm getting a lot more draw length. I'm able to actually, under force, under tension, pull back, pull back, pull back. So all of that translates into pushing the shaft that much further and that much faster, and in theory for a longer amount of time. That little bit, which you know is a couple inches, actually translates exponentially. It produces much more acceleration, much more accuracy, and like I said, much more speed, much more knockdown power. That really is the most important factor when setting up your sling. So, how do you set yours up? Well, you'll want to start with a small band. Go to your local dive shop. Start with something small. Start with a ballpark distance, you know, maybe 6 inches from the shooter. You don't want to get too close. Reason being, if you're too close to the shooter, you will find out that you actually max that band out. All these bands have a maximum stretch to them, which means as you pull it back, you'll feel it progressively get more difficult, and then it reaches a point that you really don't feel it getting more difficult, yet you continue to pull. It's really wasted stretch. So you'll be ready to step up to the next size band. Continue the process, step up in band size until you find the one that really kind of maxes you out. You know, pick your comfort level, pick something that's good. I can promise you, you set your sling up with something that's this distance and set up for you and that you're comfy with, it's going to translate big time into getting more fish, having more fun. Remember, the more comfy you are, the more relaxed you're going to be, which if you're relaxed in the water, you're going to have better bottom time, you're going to shoot better, you're not going to give off that predator vibe of struggling, of straining underwater. You'll be relaxed, you'll be chill, and you'll have a great time, you'll shoot more fish, and at the end of the trip, you'll actually be more successful. I promise you that. So, you've got the keys, you know what to do. Take your sling to your local dive shop. You know, at $2 a foot, this is the best investment you can make with setting up your Hawaiian sling to have more fun and to do better. Feel free, post under the comments. Visit us on Facebook, Go Native Spearfishing. Visit us on Instagram, Go Native Spearfishing. If you have any recommendations for next week, send them our way. We'd love to hear it. Pole spears, probably be our next subject. Send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. Love to hear your comments. That's it.